All right, I want to take you through the worst trolls in human history. Stella. Stella started off as a stellar customer. In fact, I'm going to take you through our entire direct message history that really paints a very different picture from what this woman chooses to say online about me in portraying me as some kind of abusive person. So we'll get started at the very beginning. So I took the screenshots after blocking this account that was her account, Stella Gives Pain, primarily because the things that she was saying about me online were a stark contrast to the way that she portrayed herself in my company and the way that she regarded the experience of my coaching services on a deeply personal level. And so let's get started. So I told her the price, and then this is what she says, that she really loves the lives and appreciates the work, and she needs some time to think, and now she's observed long enough, and so now she wants to get some coaching. Just some basic questions, about how long it lasts, small talk stuff, and then we get the very first red flag, which I kind of overlooked due to inexperience in dealing with people like Stella. Now, before we scheduled our appointment, she was still somebody that avidly watched all of my live streams. And she's expressing some kind of trigger or concern. Now, something that I learned later is that many people, they watch the live streams and they tend to imagine that I'm talking directly to them or responding directly to comments, often which I don't see when there's hundreds of people all commenting at once. But I do my best to take responsibility for those experiences when there's miscommunications or anything that might be taken personally. And so you can see my response to her concerns and her response to my response. And so she's still expressing some concerns, and I get back to her when I see these messages. And so first, I'm just acknowledging that I'm not aware of exactly what it is that she's referencing, but I don't doubt the validity of her experience. So it's really important that people's experiences are treated as valid because it's just being truthful with me and authentic about what they did experience. And so it's not about whether they're right or wrong. They're just sharing what it was that they experienced, and so it's important that that's validated. And so yes, I was really sorry that she had a bad experience, and I'm just reminding her that I'm reminding myself of being sensitive to the audience. And so I'm just acknowledging, her experience and doing what I can to clean it up. And this is why she would want to work with me. She knew she could tell me about what her experience was, and it wasn't going to be some ego-based response. And that really wouldn't be what it would be in most instances. And so now she wants to schedule her first coaching appointment. So we just exchanged some information and we're just working out the details. She provides her contact information so that we could move forward. And I'm just explaining the way that the calls work because I have to tentatively schedule them because sometimes the calls don't happen, in a timely manner. I can't predict the total duration of each individual coaching session because it's a specific outcome we're going for, not, just a specific amount of time. And so there's flexibility there that's managed. Now, this is her first response post-coaching session. I love to follow up with people. Hey, how are you doing? And she's doing really good. She's embracing the newfound peace. I opened up her mind and she says, I've been living life more. How are you doing? So that's her experience of my coaching. That is an authentic expression of what she experienced. No concerns, no abuse, none of the stuff that she's saying. She's asking me about my live stream. And she's expressing very, high levels of sadness, because of the ban. I've been getting banned and suspended a lot. And, we'll find out why she has something to do with that a little later. Here she's expressing how she personally wrote TikTok to advocate for my live stream services. Live stream services she now claims are abusive in nature. She's expressing the difference between my content and a lot of the content that she sees on TikTok, and it's obviously a very favorable review, which it always has been with her between us. Again, I'm dealing with the suspension issue. She loves the live so much, I hope they come back. What would you do if they don't fix it, or whatever she's saying, and so she's just expressing the concerns again. Okay, and so you hear, she's still talking to me about the live stream stuff, and were remarking that we had a coaching session on FaceTime, because sometimes I lose a little bit of track with her. Unbeknownst to me, she had developed a pattern of blocking and unblocking me. And so I would see her as a new follower suddenly, and then kind of reach out, and so it was a little different. I didn't know what it was. And you'll see in later conversations, she tries to explain that she was just taking a break for some reason. But, look at some of the stuff that she's saying as far as the benefits here. You could just read this, and these are, this is well after, the coaching. More words of encouragement, positivity. She doesn't need, she knows I don't need her validation, blah, 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 blah. See, now it's October 7th. She really needs a call with me. She was going to text. She got caught up at work. Timing is uncanny. Can we talk ASAP? Okay, of course. I told her okay. And then it's thank you for your live. I hope you slept tight, coach. I will cash app you and we'll figure out a time. I haven't slept at all. I really had a bad experience with the property manager. So she's just giving me some feedback on an experience that she wanted, to talk about. She's also acknowledging, look at this at the bottom. You are simply the best coach. So this is coming from her. Just take a look at what she's, writing. So now we're just talking about the live stream. We'll come back. We haven't really scheduled the next coaching session, but she gets a lot of value from the live streams. And then look at this. I fell asleep to your lives, and she's feeling the absence. I felt so safe listening to you. You give a lot. I'm so mad they banned you. What the F? I still plan on reaching out for coaching, but you are building a really cool community too. That is what she's saying to me October 11th. Look down at the bottom. Do you advocate for your page? She claims to have written TikTok regarding the freedom of speech. She loves advocacy. Okay? Now, I want you to consider that this is my number one troll, and this is what they do to you. They get in close, they beguile you. My moderator, Ella, and Stella both combined to join forces to get me kicked off of TikTok. And they both benefited from months and months of me helping them and advocating for them, especially Ella. Ella got 8 months of my time in coaching. Anything she wanted, anytime she needed to access somebody to talk to, I was there for that woman. And she orchestrated the biggest smear campaign and betrayal of my life. And these people took away my TikTok from me after helping and advocating for them, and then telling people I am an abuser on TikTok. Again, more interest in advocating for my page, more interest in another coaching session. She's still looking for ways to connect with my live stream, and I'm telling her I do YouTube sometimes as a backup to TikTok. And we continue. Well, right now I was asking her about where she went, because this is when I noticed that, she had refollowed me, and then her direct messages appeared again. So she had been doing this thing of blocking and unblocking. That is a major red flag that I'll warn you about in a later video, because that shows a significant sign of emotional attachment. You see, some people, they idolize you, and then they react as if you're talking directly to her, just like at the very beginning, when I was cleaning up her experience of being triggered, as if I was talking directly to her during my live stream, even in advance of ever coaching Stella. Now look at what she says. Appreciated my live and wanted to let you know I understand you pulling back from lives. I apologize that I can't afford as many sessions. She's only had the one session, and I've been, willing to talk to her all the time anyway. Now look at this. What you're doing, she's talking about, are interventions that change your participants' core beliefs about themselves. You do this at record pace. And she's advocating for it again. And just look at these messages of effusive praise. And then look at all of the stuff she's saying. I've never seen a person with an LMFT pull this off. This is considered radical compassion. It's rarely implemented. The rest of the messages continue to be the same stuff. Now we're into November. And the last message to me from her was that I needed a psychiatrist. And I didn't understand that until we found the troll pages were Stella. She was smearing me online and trying to ruin my reputation while sending me all this praise personally. That is what it's like to be trolled. by these types of people.